Instead of punting and trying to stop the Giants, Gibson goes in motion. Heinicke on fourth down. Again under pressure from Ojulari. Fires downfield, and it's Curtis Samuel who makes the catch out at the 48-yard line and quiets this crowd. A 21-yard connection.
Wow, he's getting pressure from both sides, has to escape out of the pocket in order to be able to even see who was downfield. I had no idea who he was looking at. I see him going, and then he's trying to set up. I'm like, who's he throwing it to? And Curtis Samuel out of nowhere gets open for that first down.
Curtis Samuel out of Erasmus Hall High School in Brooklyn, New York City Player of the Year in 2012. And now Dotson makes the catch, but he is met immediately by Gilbert. He's made a couple of nice plays in his first NFL game. We hit the 2-minute warning with the Commanders trailing the Giants by 7 and on the move.
Today's game is sponsored by Burger King. Try the new BK Italian Royal Crispy Chicken. You rule.
Last 2 minutes of the second half. Giants have allowed only 5 points. They have a 7-point lead over the Commanders, who have been terrific in the final 2 minutes of the second half. They've scored 33.
Expected that both of them would be really good in those categories. They've had a lot of one-score games, have been very, very successful, both teams, in winning those one-score games.
2nd and 10 for the Commanders. They have all 3 timeouts. Heinicke's pass is caught. It is Curtis Samuel again, his second big play of this possession.
Curtis Samuel is working Zion Gilbert. Now, Zion Gilbert, they just called up from practice squad. This is why they're going after him. When you have Terry McLaurin, who's getting doubled, you go to the next best guy, Curtis Samuel, on a practice squad player. I'm going to take that all day.
25-yard connection. 1st and 10 from the Giants' 28-yard line. That was the longest play of the day for the Washington offense. And now Heinicke over the middle. It's Dotson. Dotson spins inside the 10 to the end zone. Touchdown.
Yep. Kenny, I cannot say enough about Taylor Heinicke, the awareness that he has. Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, everybody but Terry McLaurin was getting in on the action because they finally recognized they are not going to let Terry McLaurin beat him anymore, and he rips them playing that man defense to get a touchdown.
The Commanders have tied the game with 1:45 remaining. They drove 8 plays, 90 yards.
Here's the Jahan Dotson, and what's going to happen is, again, look who's guarding him. It's the backup, Zion Gilbert. A little stop and go. This is a first-round pick, so you're talking about ability on ability, and Taylor Heinicke recognized it in a heartbeat. I honestly believe Taylor Heinicke said, wherever 38 is, I'm throwing to that wide receiver. Just so happened to be one of his best wide receivers, Jahan Dotson, and gets a touchdown. Look at this move, though. Oh, missed me altogether for the touchdown. That is beautiful. Look at Heinicke bringing the heat, baby. Bringing the energy.
He was 6 for 8 on the drive, including that huge 4th down completion to Curtis Samuel.
Which I agreed with. I like that they were going for it on 4th down. And look at the energy that he brings, rallying his team. Hadn't been the best second half. That was a drive for the ages. Nice job, Taylor Heinicke, the offense, protecting, right? They finally started to protect for him, and he had a chance to get the ball out.
With 2 backup offensive linemen on the field during that drive.
That's right.
So now the Giants will get the ball back in a tie game. 1:45 remaining. And they have not done much. They've punted on their last 3 possessions after scoring on their previous 4.
Have not gotten a lot of yards. The Washington defense has really stepped up. They actually started bringing a little pressure, got the sack on them in the last series. And you know that front 4, they're going to pin their ears back on this drive, get after Daniel Jones.
Jones 17 of 18 and 64 yards on the ground. Jones on first down, fires downfield.
Oh, he dropped it.
Slayton looked like he would make the catch, but then it hit the turf.
Oh, Darius Slayton. Just as he's trying to bring it back down, he couldn't corral it. I don't know how he got so wide open, but he's made that catch with defenders draped all over him. Oh, that hurts. 15.6% drop rate. And that offsets all the big plays that he has.
That's only the second incompletion for Jones. The first was the spike at the end of the second quarter as Jones fires downfield once again. No flags. Danny Johnson defending Slayton, the intended receiver.
Well, let's take a look. He gets in phase. I see both guys hand fighting and both guys looking back for the football. I understand Giants fans want that call, but first of all, Darius Slayton should not be led out of bounds. He needs to fight to stay in bounds, and they're both looking for the football. He's pushing. Johnson's pushing too. That's a good no call.
So now, after the two incompletions, still a minute 33, third down and 10 for the Giants. Jones pass.
Oh.
It is incomplete. Nearly picked off by Johnson. It was intended for Hodgins. So now the Giants will punt it away, and the Commanders have all three of their timeouts.
That was a bad series. Daniel Jones almost threw an interception. You see both Derek Forrest and Danny Johnson breaking on that football. They broke better than the wide receiver. They ran the route for him. If Danny Johnson had any hands, that was going to be an interception. And I'd say that was a bad series because what Daniel Jones has done very well this game was out the pocket, not sitting in the pocket. You get the one big throw, it doesn't work, go back to what you usually do.
Penalty marker. Erickson takes a big hit, but we'll check with the referee, Brad Allen, as Heineke and the offense head back onto the field with a minute 17 remaining.
During the kick, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team, number 35, blocking a player out of bounds. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. First down.
That's on Percy Butler. So this will force Washington back 15 yards. With a minute 17 remaining, they have 3 timeouts. Meanwhile, the Giants, on their last 4 possessions, only 1 first down, 4 punts. They had a 7-point lead. Commanders tied it, and now in a position to take the lead.
Yeah, the Giants offensively, they got away from what they did in the first half, which was intentionally moving Daniel Jones out of the pocket and then sprinkling in the run game. That's where they went stagnant. And now defensively, they're going to have to find a way to really stress those backup offensive linemen.
Commanders start from the 12. The handoff, Gibson takes it out to the 19-yard line. Gain of 7. Here's the penalty on the return. 35, Percy Butler.
Right, so now he's out of bounds. That is most definitely a foul. You cannot touch the gunner when he's trying to get back in.
Under a minute to go. Heineke on second down. McLaurin able to make the catch. 47 seconds remaining. A Washington first down.
And Zion Gilbert, he goes to undercut this. This is zone coverage, and you see he has a great break on it. Heineke throws it just high enough where Terry McLaurin makes that reception.
Commanders need about 35 yards to get into range for Sly. His career long is 58. He did miss from 52 earlier. Heinicke on first down over the middle. Gibson. Another Washington first down and a timeout. Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line. Here's the last drive. Washington started at their 10-yard line.
That was a fourth down play. Scrambling for his life, makes that tremendous throw, and then all of a sudden it started to click. Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, frankly, wherever Zion Gilbert, wherever he is, that's where I'm going. And look at the energy he brings, the excitement. You see why the team is rallied around him, man. That you can't fake that. That's genuine excitement. That's genuine leadership. And his numbers look really good now. Finding ways to make a play. He still loves his Terry McLaurin, but he understands he has other options.
Wears the same number as his idol, Brett Favre.
Playing like him right now, too.
From the 38. Heinicke looking for McLaurin. That pass incomplete with Fabian Moreau defending. Down to 35 seconds. Second down and 10.
That's good coverage by Fabian Moreau. And you see Wink Martindale, he is not afraid. He's still bringing that pressure. Jason Pinnock was in on the blitz, and he knows no other way, right? He said Daboll had a lot of courage hiring him because there's only one way I'm going to call this defense, and he has to have the courage to stick up for me when I call it. And that's what he's doing right now.
Heinicke on second down. This pass is intended for McLaurin. It bounced away from him. Now 3rd and 10 with 29 seconds.
Pinnock just does just enough. What I like is that he didn't get there early. He's playing the ball, and with that, he gets his hand on both of Terry's arms to rip that ball out. I like that. That was very good defense. So now the Giants, they have everybody up on the line of scrimmage. That's going to guarantee one-on-one pass rush.
Heinicke was under pressure, and it is broken up. Moreau tried to grab it. And now Washington will punt it away with 23 seconds remaining.
Jason Pinnock is coming with the pressure from the top of the screen. Beats Leno. Heinicke feels the pressure, and because of that, he couldn't step into the throw. That throw is a little bit behind Cam Sims, allowing for, that was so close. Fabian Moreau almost had that one.
Tressway punting it downfield. It will roll out of bounds at the 16-yard line with 13 seconds remaining in a 20-20 game.
This has been a good game. It really has. Seen both sides really step up when they needed to.
Games decided by 6 points or fewer. Commanders 5-2, Giants 5-0.
Giants are conceding, ready to go to overtime.
Commanders had a 10-0 lead. Then it was the Giants 20-13. Until the Commanders tied it in the final minutes of regulation. So a coin toss to determine possession. Both teams will have the opportunity to possess unless the initial possession results in a touchdown or a safety. 1 10-minute quarter. 2 timeouts per team, and all replays will be initiated from upstairs.
I like it, Kenny. We get the good games, man. I tell you what, we always get the good ones. I love it.
We went through it last week with Tampa Bay and Cleveland.
Yes, we did. We had another overtime game earlier this season. I mean, what more do you want? 2 teams hate each other, bitter rivals.
As we said at the top, old school NFC East matchup. meaningful game for both franchises in December. And they need a little more than just 4 quarters.
Yeah, congratulations on a well-played game. We will now play overtime. 1 10-minute period in which each team will have the opportunity to possess the ball. Unless the team first possessing scores a touchdown, there's a defensive score, or that team maintains possession for the entire 10 minutes. If neither team scores, the game will be recorded as a tie. Fourth quarter timing rules are in effect. 2 timeouts per team, and the replay official will initiate all replay reviews. We good? All right. This is the same coin as before. Heads and tails. I need your option one more time. Call us tails. It is heads. Which way are you kick? Turn around.
From then on, they've had the confidence.
6th overtime game of this series, the last in 2019. We welcome those of you who have just joined us as we begin overtime at MetLife Stadium. Giants and Commanders tied 20 apiece. Gary Brightwell on the return. Kenny Albert along with Jonathan Vilma and Shannon Spake. Washington took a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. Giants came back, led 20-13 late in the fourth quarter. A 90-yard Washington drive to tie the game. Daniel Jones, 17 of 21. He was 0 for 3 on the Giants' last possession. Also has 63 yards on the ground. So the Giants start from their 27 in overtime with Barkley in the backfield.
Blue 80, right set.
Jones looking to throw. Near side, pass caught. Darius Slayton out at the 38-yard line. A Giants first down, gain of 11.
And that's what I like to see. Daboll is taking a step back and said, all right, what worked for us in the first half? Let's get back to the play action, the run game. Get Daniel Jones out of the pocket, make sure that the defenders, they have to really, really read, run pass, and let those holes in the zone open up.
On the toss, it's Barkley. And he gets bottled up back at the 35. Loss of 3 as Jonathan Allen came through for Washington.
And he said it was a nightmare going against this D-line, and he was not joking. These defensive linemen have been after it all game long. Look at Jonathan Allen just press Gates all the way back, 5 yards in the backfield. Nowhere for Saquon Barkley to go.
Second down and 13.
280, right set.
1 minute gone by in overtime. As Jones fakes the pass, and he will be upended at the 43-yard line by Cam Curl.
You know, that play reminded me of the first quarter where he's looking down the field, and all of a sudden that clock in his head tells him, get out, tuck and run, tuck and run. And he does a good job. He made a big gain in the first half. Not so much this time around. Defense is ready for it, but I like the way Daniel Jones is thinking.
71 yards on the ground for Jones. Big play here, 3rd down and 5. Giants must get to the 48-yard line. Jones under pressure, and he goes down. Back at the 35-yard line, Daron Payne with his second sack of the afternoon.
Man, watch the pressure that these guys get, and it's going to allow for Daron Payne to get the sack. Jonathan Allen, Efe Abadi, Daron Payne, they just pushed that pocket all the way back. That was a tremendous job. Even with Montez Sweat not in the game, they're still able to generate so much pressure.
Sweat under evaluation for a concussion. Jonathan Allen back on his feet.
He's had a heck of a game. Told us about how it took a little while. He had to unlearn the way that he was playing defensive tackle at Alabama. He gets here, and now he knows I can use my ability a little bit more. I can backdoor and still make those plays. Daron Payne's excited because he came from Alabama. He had to do the exact same thing where it was, okay, hold that block and then shed at the last minute. Now it's let's get on the edge, let's rip, let's get in the backfield. You can see how productive they've been so far.
Giants only 2 first downs their last 6 possessions.
Dominant defense.
They punt it away. Out of bounds. And the ball will be marked at the 32-yard line. So an opportunity for Taylor Heinicke and the Commanders in overtime during this 6-1 stretch. Some close finishes have gone their way. They stopped the Bears, and then Heinicke with the sneak against the Colts with 22 seconds remaining, and then last week against Atlanta, the defense came up big. Washington will start from the 33. They only need a field goal after stopping Brian Daboll's Giants. Heinicke 274 yards in the air. On first down, it's Brian Robinson. Out to the 35, gain of 2. 6 wins in their last 7. Best record in the NFL since week 6.
And it starts with the defense. We just saw in the last series, the front four is violent, physical. Ron Rivera knows all about that. When I went against him, Carolina Panthers, he had the exact same thing with Julius Peppers. Then they bring it from that defensive front, and the offense plays complementary football to it.
Second down and 8. Curtis Samuel across midfield, and finally brought down at the Giants' 44-yard line, a gain of 21.
This is the element that Curtis Samuel brings. He is their Deebo Samuel for the Commanders. Deebo Samuel does a tremendous job at the 49ers, lining up, running the football, and he has that quickness, that burst, that lateral quickness is what Brian Robinson doesn't have as much as Curtis Samuel, and gets a nice gain for a first down.
Getting closer and closer to field goal range are the Commanders. Robinson to the 42, ran it to the arms of Jalen Smith. 6 minutes remaining in overtime. Eagles with a big lead, 35-10 over the Titans. They will go to 11-1. Cowboys at 8-3, and Giants and Commanders, they'll do it again in 2 weeks. In fact, Washington with a bye next week, so their next game will be against the Giants.
So they'll either be celebrating and learn from those corrections as they win the game, or they'll figure out how to find a way to get a victory in Washington.
Second down at 7, 41-yard line. Robinson is hit for a loss. Kayvon Thibodeau, the first Giant to make contact.
That's real good defense. Wink Martindale brings the house. Everyone is blitzing. Everyone has their one gap, and Kayvon Thibodeau, he's really started to turn it on for this Giants defense. And you notice now, he's got his quickness back to him. What you saw at Oregon and what Wink Martindale fell in love with is what he has now bringing to the table, causing all types of havoc and disruption.
Third down and 9 for the Commanders.
Here's the thing, you know it's going to be man.
Empty backfield. Heinicke on third down. Pass is caught, but Samuel is tackled at the 43-yard line by Cordell Flott. So the Commanders will send out the punting unit.
Watching Taylor Heinicke take another shot from Azeez Ojulari, and I love the defense. Cordell Flott, look at the way that he doesn't break down. He runs right through that guy that's trying to block him. As soon as you do that, you hold on until the rest of your defense rallies to make that tackle.
Punting from the 45-yard line, Tress Way, end-over-end kick. Richie James down at the 14. Well, how do we get here? There's Terry McLaurin. First quarter, breaks away from Fabian Moreau. Washington took a 10-0 lead. Saquon Barkley tied the game at 10. Touchdown and extra point. Isaiah Hodgins, first NFL TD. Daniel Jones celebrates, and then Jahan Dotson with 1:45 remaining in the fourth quarter, tied at 20. Taylor Heinicke with some big throws during that scoring drive. And now the Giants will take over at their 14th overtime game between these franchises. They played one tie back in 1997, also known as the Gus Frerotte game, when he headbutted the wall.
Concussed himself.
Barkley makes the catch. Big hit made by Danny Johnson. Let's listen.
Ooh. Kenny, that's what I'm talking about. Big hit. Saquon Barkley wanted to deliver the load on Danny Johnson.
Gain of 7. Second down and 3. Barkley, first down. Out to the 26-yard line. Next score wins. Down to 3:25 remaining. If neither team scores, it would go down to the books as a tie.
What I do like is Daboll is starting to run the ball again. Quick throws, run the ball. That's what got them here. You don't want to put it on Daniel Jones' shoulder. If anything, put it on his legs, right? Do zone reads.
Jones throws. Hodgins the catch. Out to the 36-yard line.
John Ridgeway going in for Daron Payne. He's a little gassed. Jonathan Allen's going to stay in. Remember, Montez Sweat is not in. They have Efe Abada, who's in the game for Montez Sweat. So you're not looking at the same fierce pass rush that you may get before. Giants trying to take advantage of that right now.
New set of downs from their own 36. 2.5 remaining in overtime. Jones, quick release. It's Hodgins again. Out to the 48, and he signals first down as the Giants get closer to field goal range. Gain of 12.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, right now he's in rhythm. They started with that easy pass to Saquon Barkley, then a run, then another easy pass.
5th reception for Hodgins. Clock hits 2 minutes. NFC East battle. Tied at 20. 2 minutes remaining in overtime.
It's been a great back and forth all day long. Washington came through the first few punches. Giants responded. Washington came back when they needed to, but this is a big one, Kenny. Only team without an OT victory since 2015.
They did have a tie game against the Bengals in 2016 in London. You might find this hard to believe. I was there.
I don't find that hard to believe at all.
Along with our producer, Fran Morrison, overseas. Jones, complete. Bellinger. Daniel Bellinger across midfield to the Washington 48.
You can see Jack Del Rio. He's starting to dial it up. What I do like is he has his safeties still show a shell coverage, still stay high, and then at the snap go down into their coverage, whether they're coming a tight end or a slot guy, hoping to try and confuse Daniel Jones. They didn't get him that time.
2nd down and 6. Jones to the outside. Barkley the catch. Forced out of bounds at the Washington 44.
Now, this 3rd and short, I honestly would like a zone read. You're ensuring that you're going to have the ball in their 2 best players, right? Saquon Barkley, if he hands it off to him, or he keeps it, runs around Daniel Jones, because he had a great time, or really productive early on in the game using his legs.
State Farm postgame coming up. Tied at 20. 1:50 remaining in overtime.
Oh, there it is.
3rd down and 2. Jones looking to run for the first down.
They messed that up.
And he will not get there.
You see Richie James, Saquon Barkley are talking about. They got way too cute. Way too cute with that. It was supposed to be like a zone read with a passing option, and they completely botched it.
Let's take another look at the confusion.
See the zone read part, and Richie James is actually supposed to go behind You go behind, now you're going to have that option to pass the football to him.
So it's 4th down and 3. Timeout taken by Washington. Remember week 1, Daboll goes for 2, trailing by 1. He will leave the offense on the field on 4th down.
Yeah, this one I don't like. I don't agree with this 4th and 3. Yeah, go for it. You want to win the game. You have confidence in your team, etc., etc. But here, you need to play field position. You punt this football, back them up. They have 1 timeout and have to go down to about 40 plus 35 for a field goal.
Right. If you punt it, you probably don't get another chance.
Right.
Best option would be a tie. Take a risk here if you get stopped.
Trying to draw him off sides. Okay. Thank you. I knew he wasn't crazy. Maybe half crazy, not full crazy.
Well, you were with him with the Jets.
Yeah, he was
back
full
in the
crazy
day.
back then. He's calmed down a little bit.
So now the punting unit comes out.
Commanders have 1 timeout, 1:42.
Giants with 2 timeouts remaining. Erickson, fair catch at the 10. Next Sunday on Fox, a huge doubleheader. NFC East, Giants and Eagles, and then America's Game of the Week. Buccaneers and the 49ers. Check local listings for the games in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Down to 1:36 remaining in overtime. Washington Commanders get the football back from their 10-yard line.
And if I'm the Giants and Wink Martindale, I have to be very careful of this matchup, and that's because that's Zion Gilbert, and they've been really attacking him in this second half.
Heinicke under pressure from Thibodeau. Brought down at the 1.
How do you not block him? As much pressure as Thibodeau, Ojulari have been getting, how do you not block this guy? What is going on? I'm convinced the only way that an offensive tackle slides down is because he was told by the center and or the quarterback to slide down that way. There is no other reason why he's going to back off of one of their best pass rushers this late in the game.
Giants use a timeout. Stop the clock at 1:28. Each team with 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, you can see now the Giants bring in their big personnel because Washington brought in their big personnel. They don't want to take any chances of a drop back. Right now, they can't get the protections right. Brian Daboll said that's the hardest part. When you think about, Scott Turner said that was the hardest part going against Wink Martindale's defense, making sure you set the protections because you can't be wrong.
2nd down and 18. Here's Robinson. And Robinson out of bounds, then lost the football. 1:23.
Brian
Here's
Robinson.
McFadden.
Yeah, he forces the fumble. Brian Robinson gives them some breathing room. Clock starts up again, 1:20. Both teams with 1 timeout.
3rd down and 10.
Timeout. New York, their 2nd and final. It will be 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock.
Giants use their final timeout. Tied at 20 in overtime. Giants looking to get the football back. We've seen a little bit of everything throughout this afternoon.
Boy, it has been a game, right? Both defenses have played well at times. Offenses have played well. There was a point Daniel Jones was 15 of 16. This has been a hard-fought NFC East matchup. Loving every minute of it.
Big play made by the rookie Thibodeau a moment ago.
Yeah.
And the Giants with an opportunity to get the ball back. 3rd down and 10 for Washington.
Yeah, fortunately for the Washington offense, they didn't turn that ball over. Thibodeau came unblocked. And I can see the issues being with Nick Martin. He's the backup center. And right now he's looking back at Heineke to make sure that those protections are set properly.
Heineke hands it off. And Gibson is tackled by Dexter Lawrence. Clock continues to run. Giants out of timeouts. Tress Way and the punting unit back out onto the field. We mentioned the Washington tie back in 2016 with Cincinnati. The last Giants tie was that game against Washington back in 1997, 25 years ago, 7-7 final.
Well, let's see if the special teams, if they decide to bring the house. It looks like they're not. They're having a couple guys look like they're about to drop out, identifying someone who could possibly run a fake. They're going to stay.
Play clock runs all the way down, and then Washington calls timeout. They wanted to run as much time off the clock as possible. Down to 37 seconds. That game in 97, also the last tie between two NFC East clubs.
There's Ron Rivera. Cordell Flott having a nice conversation. It's been a battle, man. What I like is that both teams made the other earn it. That's what I like about this game. The runs were hard fought. You had to earn those. Daniel Jones had to earn his passes. Taylor Heineke on a 4th and 10 had to earn that one. I mean, it's just been a really great game overall.
The punt from the 5-yard line. Richie James fields it at the 37, turns upfield, out to the 43.
No timeouts, Kenny, 28 seconds.
Graham Gano's career long Giants kicker is 63. It was a game winner against the Giants with Carolina back in 2018.
So look, what you can do if you're the Giants, if you can find a 15-yard dig route, 15 yards and in, somewhere around the hashes, you can run that play, get there, spike the football, and now have a chance for Gano to kick another career long. They can do that in this play.
28 seconds, no timeouts. Daniel Jones on 1st down, fires.
There it is.
Caught at the 45-yard line by James. No timeouts. Giants scramble back up to the line. And now the spike with 15 seconds.
This is why they drafted Daniel Jones, number 6. Look at the arm strength. That tight window he throws into. Cameron Curl's right there, both hands on the ball. Richie James comes down with it.
Spotted at the 43. So from this spot, it would be a 61-yard attempt.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want. And now you can shoot for the outside, which it could be a 7 route, a quick out, 5 yards and out. Make sure you get out of bounds to set yourself up.
Jones to the near side, Bellinger.
It's fine.
To the 40-yard line. Johnson knocks him out.
And still time for another play. They still have time for another play, and they can actually do the exact same thing. Go 5 yards. What they call it is levels routes, right? So you're going to have one guy about 5 yards around the sideline, another guy about 10 to 15 yards around the sideline. So if the corner sits back, then you go low. The corner tries to jump on the short route, they go high. Either way, they have enough time to execute it. So long as they get out of bounds.
From this spot, it would be a 58-yard attempt. Can the Giants pick up some more yardage? Jones looking and then throws it away.
Smart.
So with 5 seconds remaining in overtime, here comes Graham Gano, who kicked that 63-yard game winner against the Giants with Ron Rivera as his head coach with the Carolina Panthers.
No pressure, Graham.
This will be a 58-yard attempt.
Here we go.
Longest field goal in Giants history is 57 yards.
Love the crowd smartly quieting each other down.
From 58, Gano's kick is short. Oh. And this game ends in a 20-20 tie.
And they'll do it all over again in 2 weeks. How do you like that, Kenny?
Coaches and players don't know how to feel after tie games in the NFL.
I fortunately never ended in a tie because I do want to feel one way or another. I'm either feeling good or I'm pissed, one or the other.
Second tie in the NFL this season, Houston and Indianapolis. Both teams had opportunities in overtime.